Hello everyone, I'm Rogerio Almeida, Group Vice President for the Global Partners Organization at Workday, and I am here with Penelope Pratt, Global Lead for the Workday Business Group at Accenture, and Rob Vatter, Executive Vice President for Enterprise Platform Services at Cognizant. Today, we'll talk about some of the most important topics that are top of mind for business leaders, AI and diversity and inclusion, and its impact on the future of work. First, welcome both, Rob, Penelope. It's so great to spend time with you guys here. Thank you so much. Are you enjoying Rising?
Absolutely. This is always an extremely energizing event for us, and the chance to spend time with clients all at once in one place, There's nothing like it.
Yeah, I can't say enough about the event. Barcelona is a great hosting site, and Workday, as typical, has done a great job bringing us all together to have these in-depth conversations.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you again, both of you, right? So I'll probably start with you first, Penelope. I've been hearing a lot of news and reading a lot of news about Accenture, and the amount of money, time, effort, investments that you're putting on AI is incredible. Like $3 billion was recently quoted, like 100,000 people coming in. What's going on?
So if you look at what's happening with enterprises today, the technology within enterprises is proliferating, right? Everything that we need to do all functions of a business. And as that technology proliferates and revolves so quickly, the amount of data we have is exploding, far past the ability of the average person to parse and deal with it. And this is where the power of AI comes in. Whether it's diagnostic, predictive, or generative, AI can help us make sense of all that and use that data in powerful ways to not only drive excellent performance at companies, but to drive things that are happening around the world, in our communities and in our homes. It's a very exciting time to be in this business, and we at Accenture are leaning forward with an enormous investment of $3 billion because we believe truly this is the differentiating technology of the future.
That's incredible. So Penelope, I mean, you're a senior leader, been in the industry for many years, like led Accenture's CIO function recently. What takeaways would you give to our lovely audience for them to think about when they think about AI?
Well, you hear AI in every sentence, right? It's kind of a buzzword, and there's a lot of really shiny and cool technology around it, and it can be a bit intimidating. But at the end, what you have to remember is that AI is here to help us make sense of and use of data. So just start with the basics. Understand what your data is, where it's available, how to feed it into your foundational models, and then let the AI do what it's good at, right? But it all starts with the simple principle of good data.
Right, I'll need to hang out with you a lot more, Penelope, and learn a lot more from you, okay? So you're on, okay?
Absolutely.
Right, great. So thank you so much. Now, Rob, changing the story a little bit and moving on, I'm a gay guy, I'm from Brazil, I live in London. Diversity and inclusion, of course, is really, really important for me. And when you think about large organizations, when you think about AI, and when you think about diversity and inclusion, surely Cognizant is thinking about this. What are your experiences as a senior leader in the industry and in Cognizant in particular?
Yeah, thanks, Rogerio. That's a great question. I mean, diversity in itself is a very big topic. And then if you throw on AI and any of the other technologies on there, it becomes even more important. And so at Cognizant, what we're thinking about relative to diversity and inclusion as we go there is look around you. No matter where you are in the world, by definition, everyone is diverse. We grow up in different cities, different towns, different families, different socioeconomic conditions. So we have to start there first and realize, in order to create a diverse culture, you have to realize that you're in diversity and open up your mind. And it becomes even more important as you start to think about the changes from the demographics that are going on, relative to birth rates around the world, immigration, other things that are impacting every aspect of our business. So diversity is a must, right? Because it's human, that's who we are. I think the second piece then remember is that people always talk about the benefits of diversity. And things that people talk about is talent. So if you start to think about where talent will come from and the talent we're going to need to train on AI and other things, it's going to come from all these diverse type of backgrounds. But from a business benefit standpoint, it brings the ability to bring new ideas together and come up with the bigger idea. The idea that actually will go across culture or other areas. So when we think about diversity, that's really on our mind in terms of really getting people to open up and just remember we're human and everybody is diverse. I think the bigger part is what we refer to as inclusion. which is if you think about diversity as, if I think about chocolate milk, right? The chocolate mix is diversity, right? It's the actual mix. The milk is kind of the inclusion, but it's not really chocolate milk until you shake it all up.
Yes.
And I think what people need to realize is how everybody works, where they work, how they work. You've got to create an inclusive environment. And if you don't have an inclusive environment, then people aren't going to come and work for you. And if you start to think about AI and these type of things, the impacts that are occurring right now because people see AI as a threat, meaning they're not, it's going to take away my job, all the scare hype around, robots and bots and all this stuff. Well, while there is some truth in some of that, we don't know a lot of the answers yet, so there's a lot of uncertainty. So part of building a diverse and inclusive culture will be driving trust. And so that two-way interaction, conversation between the two is really what we're focused on, is really finding the right people and hiring for that type of talent.
This is fascinating, my friend. And in the same way that I asked Penelope, any takeaways for people to think about as they are looking at organizations or building new cultures or changing, established cultures?
Yeah. I think the first thing is I think people just need to realize diversity, inclusion is an evolution, not a revolution. Just because you create a set of metrics that says I'm going to have X number of this type of person or this type. That doesn't necessarily build the culture. Well, I'll let you measure it. So just remember it's that evolution. The second is hiring for it. I can't go as far to tell that part of what we've started to get everybody through is the belief that we've got plenty of IQ talent. The question, do we have the right EQ talent? The people that are empathetic, are willing to really build that diverse culture. That would be the second piece I would do. And third is reflect on yourself. As somebody who's been grown up in the US, my view of the world has been shaped by many different things. That doesn't make it right, doesn't make it wrong. It's just a set of frame of references that I have from how I grew up. I think people need to be more introspective and realize that people aren't necessarily malicious. They've just grown up with a different frame of reference. And as long as everybody opens up, the new frame of reference will get better.
Yes, this is lovely. It's a beautiful answer, right? I love it. And Penelope, my friend, thank you so much. Always lovely to see you. Thank you for all of the investments and the partnership with Workday. Same thing with Europe. I think that the relationship that we all have here with our respective firms is just incredible. It makes it really, really special for me. So thank you both very much indeed.
All right, thank you, Rogerio.
Thank you. And if you'd like to learn more about AI, diversity and inclusion, and of course its impact on the future of work, head over to the Workday blog on workday.com for the latest insights from thought leaders.